So here's the second live stream of the day. It's just because as I did the earlier stream, um, went out and in the interim, there started to be hailstones bouncing off the car. So got that? It's hailstones. It's April. It's not that unusual, I suppose. And I'm so excited because I can't wait until Monday and the pubs all open in England. And then we will be allowed to go in, have our pint, get back, have a pint or whatever, a glass of wine, whatever you want to have outside. Yeah, we're going to be able to have that outside, and it's going to be super duper normal. It's going to be just what the life used to be like. Yes, remember the old days when we sat outside and got soaked and the hail came and the snow came, but we loved it. We loved sitting outside because it was normal. It's normal to sit outside and get soaked and get wet with a mask on, with the bartender uh, requiring you give him your mobile phone. So this is actually no. I have to say a spoiler alert. I won't be going to the pub on Monday, not because under no circumstances would I sit outside in Baltic weather in April. No, no, I wouldn't do it for that reason. I would do it for the simple reason that I won't be. I wouldn't be going for the simple reason that I live in a part of the UK where there's no opening of the pubs. That's right. Here in good old Northern Ireland, pubs ain't opening, restaurants ain't opening. We're taking the most intense precautions ever against the virus, and so for those reasons, we simply cannot. We can't take the risk of opening the pubs. It's far better that people go to the off license, get loaded with booze, and take it at home. That's the sensible, healthy option, according to our health minister. And I, for one, would not want to, in any way denigrate the advice coming from the government. So yeah, so sitting here, it's Baltic outside, folks. The it was almost like golf balls bouncing off the car. And this is going to be the jolly weather that people will be greeted with when they go to the pub on Monday. I ask you, what can possibly go wrong? I did an interview, a video the other day about Clown World. I can't do the honk honk effect here on a live stream, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. You just I just have to laugh. I have to laugh at the. By the way, also, I'm at another shopping centre and I'm amused to see there's a huge crowd of people queuing in the hail to get into the shops. You see, it was all very cute last year, wasn't it? When first lockdown came and we had all that lovely weather. Do you remember the lovely weather? And people were going, "Well, this is quite nice, isn't it? Really, we're off work. We don't actually have to do anything. We get our pay, and yeah, we have to queue. Yeah, it's an inconvenience. Of course, back then we didn't have the mask wearing. Remember, the mask wearing only came when the death toll dropped to pretty much zero during the summer months of last year. But that made sense. It made sense that we brought in masks when basically the death toll had all but vanished. Well, I'm not thinking about that. I refuse to think about anything because that would be far too dangerous. But last year, people queued like this, and they queued because the weather was nice. Today, they're still queuing. I see people walking around with coffee. They got their coffees. They've got their because you can get your takeaway coffee. We're allowed to have takeaway coffee. Thank you, Boris. Thank you for your incredible kindness. People are allowed to have their takeaway coffee, right? And they're walking around in this hill, right? You have to laugh at. I laugh at it because other than that, you go insane. If you actually thought that this was in any regards a serious country, you would be very alarmed. But I've since discarded any pretense that this country is serious. It's not remotely serious. How could it be serious? If it was serious, people would think a little bit more for themselves. But people don't like to do that because if you think, it hurts your brain and it makes you feel bad and it makes you question, and that is just not on. Far better to accept the fact that, yeah, come Monday, people are going to be sitting, and I bet you the TV cameras will be there on Monday. The TV cameras will be there in the pub garden. to capture people going, yeah, here's to our freedom being restored, as they sit outside, some of them masked. This is the clown world that we've fallen into, folks, and it it falls on some of us to relentlessly mock it, and I'm quite happy to do so. I think at this point, for example, where I live, there are an infinitesimally small number of deaths occurring in the last 28 days where COVID 19 is mentioned on the death certificate, to be precise. Tiny, one, two, so those kind of numbers. But it doesn't matter. We're still locked down. We don't have any date to be reopening. None of those things. Yeah. And that's all good. That's all normal. I'm sure like so many of you, I used to watch these science fiction movies. You would read 1984, you would read Brave New World, you would read these tales of dystopian hell. And you always wondered, yeah, they're great novels, but people would never be so stupid. They wouldn't be so gullible. They wouldn't be so easily fooled. Now we know different, don't we? We know that sadly, far too many people have been taken in. They've been hypnotized. I just consider this mass hypnosis. The strange thing is being the one person. Here I am, and I suppose there's, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of people here. And I'm the only one like this. Everyone else, I mean, I actually saw somebody come out of the shops, take their mask off, go to the car, and then they put their mask on again. Yeah, I wonder what they think. God knows what's in their car that they're so worried that they could get the deadly Rona from getting into their own car. But such is the mass trauma of these COVID times. We have people standing here, coffee in hand, hail beating off their heads, queuing to get into a supermarket. And then when they get in the supermarket, well, of course they keep their masks on. They follow government regulations. They walk around the supermarket with their masks on, lifting up things which hundreds and if not thousands of other people have touched. Well, if they followed their own logic, think about that. So you're in a supermarket and you're lifting up, I don't know, whatever it is, items, and these items have been touched and lifted up by other people. So how is that secure? Could someone explain, please? Someone tell me how that's absolutely safe to do that, but it's not safe to walk around with your mask without a mask. I just like to understand from a scientific point of view, how is it that the virus doesn't stay on the packaging, but the virus somehow is what, floating in the air? Is it airborne? I don't know, but I just would like to understand how can it be that it's safe. um, Craig Roberts says wearing a mask in the car stops him from licking the windows. Yeah, you might be right, Craig. There's got to be some deep psychological reason why people do this, but they really do it. And as I say, there's the odd double mask wearer wandering around, and I haven't seen a triple mask wearer. I'm disappointed. I think I would get extra points if I could find someone wearing three masks. That would be massively impressive, or should I say, maskily impressive. But I haven't seen them yet. And then the people also, yeah, the people who walk around with their masks, right? They've got their masks on. I'm just watching one here, but the mask is down. It's down here. So they're staying safe though. They're staying safe. Just the very act of putting the mask on keeps them safe. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness people follow government regulations, and obey, because it's clear to me that by complying to government